All right, Xtro 2, The Second Encounter. I already recorded this review on YouTube earlier, uploaded it. Someone contacted me, told me the audio was fucked up. It was, so I'm now recording it again. So I guess this is my second encounter, just like Xtro 2, The Second Encounter. This movie is about a group of people who are working in this medical facility, and they're trying to open up a portal to a different dimension. It stars Jan Michael Vincent from Airwolf. Start right off the bat, I'm just going to say his character was pretty much non-existent in this movie. I don't know if they just brought him in for star power or what it was, but his character is just so silly. Nicholas Leah, who plays Alex Krycek in the X-Files television series, is kind of the hero of this movie. He's kind of the badass that goes around and fucks shit up. This movie is a straight, full-on Aliens ripoff, like Alien Part 2. It has so many different things. It opens with a Predator opening, helicopter, same very similar type music, and then about the first 30 minutes of this movie is very talky, very sciency, trying to sound a lot smarter than it is. I mean, granted, I'm not a scientist. Maybe everything they were saying was brilliant, but as a viewer who isn't, and most people aren't, it was boring. It dragged a little bit, but around the 30-minute mark, this movie started going. I was kind of nervous. It was like 30 minutes in, and I was like, oh, fuck, this movie's not going to be good. But, once it kicks in, I mean, this girl has a thing pop out of her chest after, they're trying to open up a doorway to a different dimension, as I said. The Jan Michael Vincent's character had been through once, and he was the only survivor who came back. This time they get taken back. Another team gets taken out, and then one comes back, and they're infected, and then a alien pops out of her chest, and then the chaos begins. And they are, the whole thing is set in this. It reminded me of the Hive from Resident Evil. It shows like the whole system is like built underground, and it's like 30 levels, and they're like trying to get their way out of it. So very reminiscent of Resident Evil in that way. This movie is just, it's very, if you like Aliens and you want to see a ripoff of it, like a very similar type film, it even has like that gun that's like attached to their body and is like huge and moving around. Like it's got that going in it, it's got, it has a scene too that's very reminiscent of the Poseidon Adventure as well. The creature effects is cool. The gore is pretty cool in places. I pretty much I liked it ever since like 30 minutes hit. I was pretty much a fan. So, the real downsides of this movie is that it feels like it was made for TV, even though it wasn't. I mean, there's a lot of cussing, and there's a decent amount of gore, and this and that. So it's definitely rated R. So it's not like it was made for television, trying to be more PG or anything. It's not. This movie has zero to do with the original movie, like nothing at all. So the fact that the same director was coming back for not only 2 but 3, I was kind of like, oh shit, like maybe this will actually be a series, and that this will have a point of being called Xtro. No, none at all, which was kind of whatever. It doesn't matter. If the movie's good, the movie's good. I mean, I'm so used to sequels in the 80s and 90s not having anything to do with the rest. They're just kind of trying to capitalize on that. There's a lot of silly, stupid things in this movie. Like a guy chucks up a guy a fucking grenade. They're all in a tube together, and for some reason, the blast doesn't kill every single person in the tube with them. There's the monster is literally like 10 feet tall and as wide as a Mack truck. And somehow he is sneaking around, sneaking up on people and making it up to different levels before they can. And they're like climbing through vent shafts, and there's like no way to get through. Somehow this thing's just maneuvering around. I guess I don't know. It can shrink, or who fucking knows, but I forgive stupid shit like that in this movie. I think that the music is pretty decent. It's got kind of like that 80s, 90s low budget action music, kind of almost like stock music, but it works okay here. I didn't mind it at all. Um, yeah, I mean, I was impressed. I mean, I thought it was going to be garbage, and it was really good. As I said, from the 30-minute mark on, it's a full-on Aliens ripoff, but that's not a bad thing. I enjoyed it. So nothing like the first at all. So if you're looking for something wacky, something crazy, something out of control, this is very straightforward. Jan Michael Vincent's character is so pointless in the movie. I think they brought him in for star power. Um, but he does something at the end, a little like something, and it's so, anticlimactic that you're just like, really? You need to be in this movie? I don't think you need to be in this movie. Um, that's pretty much it. So I actually, when I recorded the last review, I hadn't seen Xtro 3, but I just watched it right now. I thought it was going to suck fucking balls bad. I had this horrible feeling about it. So did it? I'll tell you in my next review. All right, guys.